nonprofit agency that helps the homeless is about to start one of its largest projects ever. 5 News anchor Darren Bobb tells us it's so large it's being called a neighborhood.
It's been 3 years since we told you about the $4 million Next Step Homeless Services Project. It'll locate at the corner of South 6th and I Streets in downtown Fort Smith. Sharon Chapman is executive director at Next Step and says it'll be known as the Next Step Neighborhood.
We'll have 30 tiny homes that will be there with a big supportive services building. And we're just raising funds to help us operate that, for years down the line, because we won't be charging people who are using that housing.
Work on the new project is supposed to start next month after a fundraising campaign raised enough to get it going. Chapman says the new project is going to be life-changing.
It's going to make such a difference for 30 people at a time in these units, and it'll give them a place where they can just take a breath, feel safe, not be watching their back all the time, and learn some new skills.
And speaking of skills, she says that'll be a new service with this project.
To be part of our community, that will have classes and all kinds of our 3 social workers, degreed social workers working with them. We'll be able to have a teaching kitchen, clothes closet, great opportunities for volunteers to help us in our new facility.
In other words, Chapman says it brings a sense of normalcy.
It's really hard to change what's going on with your life when you are just surviving day to day. This will give people who have been formerly on the street and in encampments a place to, clean up. And we have a lot of people who've had trauma in their lives who just don't want to be in a larger emergency shelter. So there was a real need for this. And I think it's a great step for our community to have this kind of facility.
In Fort Smith, covering news where you live, I'm Darren Bobb, 5 News.
Fantastic, Darren. With enough money being raised to start the project, Chapman says the effort is now to raise operational funds to keep the neighborhood open. She says the project will take about 18 months to complete, and once it's open, the emergency day shelter will be closed.